we pulled the wobble box off of that end. Then I had a couple old feed bumps. Cement feed bumps. Had the idea of setting it up on that. At least we can get the pieces on the end and stuff. It won't be grown up in the weeds or in the dirt. So that'll work good. Every time I see one of these, they steal my pocket knife. I don't know. He got my pocket knife. Yeah, when he gets done with it, I'll get my pocket knife back. I gotta move this old truck. Bob's trying to get hooked up to his 30-foot head, and we'll pull the wobble box on it. Like he's got a divider broke, and he said he had a real lift cylinder that was leaking. So the old Tahoe was getting mad at me because she'd been sitting in the yard and I'd got to stretch her legs. So we've been driving it around today. 99, sitting in a pasture. Had 280,000, 270,000, something like that on it. Had a blown motor. The guy gave it to me, said get it out of my pasture. So I found a 5.7 motor, rebuilt it in the shed, put it in there, and she runs like a champ. So I'm loading the tender. The neighbor called Bob and said he had 200. I'm full here. Get that shut on. That's soap. I put soap in this tank to try to keep that algae down. So we just got to finish this one and the front one. Anyway. Neighbor called Bob. He's got 210 acres that he's gotten behind on. His wife's got some health issues, and yeah. So anyway, he called needing some help. So he's gonna put beans in it. He said it was pretty woolly. So Bob and I will go over, I think in the morning. He said he couldn't do 210 acres even in a day with his spray rig. He has to go back to Howsonville, and his wife, like I said, she's not doing great. She's in a wheelchair, and he would have to check on her. She just had some surgery on a knee, and she's getting older. So anyway, I'll help him out. Never mind helping people out. So anyway, well, Bob's calling me right now. He just went over and looked at that ground with the guy, see if it was dry enough. Let me answer this. Alright, Bob just got off the phone. He said that we could roll tonight if we wanted to. They only got 4/10 of an inch. We got 77/100 here. So anyway, Roy thought it'd be Monday before we could run, but he and Bob both agreed we could run now. So anyway, we'll finish this up. I got one tire. Could use a little air. Spraying 20 gallons the acre. I think there's 210 acres. So this load will not, tank's running over. This load will not quite do it. So we either have to load the sprayer here, or I'll have to come back, which we can do either one. Doesn't matter. We're going to have to break down and take that inside tire off and patch it. Bob and I decided to go ahead and load tonight. Sun's down. That way we can get up, get moving in the morning. There's no breeze at all now. If we knew the fields, we'd go run tonight, but never been on the place before. So anyway, we'll get this loaded. It'll be ready to go. I'll reload when we get done here. So we got plenty for tomorrow, and we'll get moving in the morning. Well, it's about 9 o'clock, I think. Saturday morning, May 10th. We're over at the neighbors. As I told you last night we were going to do. We had a heavy dew last night. So we didn't get started as quick as we would have. Trying to let some of that burn off. This is another neighbor here, so we don't have much breeze, but we may stay off that just a hair. You can see we do have some green. 77 acres in this one, I think, in total. We've got a lot of beans, volunteer beans coming. And what we're spraying, I hope we get them. I think we will, but had we known there was quite that many beans, we might have sprayed something just a hair different. He said he's not worried about it. If the beans make it through, they make it through, but anyway, I think we'll get them. If not, we'll kill everything else. If he has to, he can run a cultivator back over it. He's a tillage guy anyway, so this will keep him buy him some time. You know, them dang pigweeds and stuff take off. We know how quickly they'll get a foot tall. All right, we're just going to spray his, and hopefully it doesn't take us too terribly long. Talk to you later. Back to this deal. Bob said there's...
Yeah, if I was leaving this kind of track on an oats hill, I'd be pissed off.
You're going to ruin my video. Just because of being soft, huh? Not muddy.
Yeah, there's no mud at all. It's just soft.
Yeah, tilled ground, sprayer, soft. Anyway, Bob said there's 70, I believe, here. Well, we can... No, I'm sorry, 77 here. So we can spray 60. We're spraying 20 gallon, hold 1,200 gallon in the sprayer. Got a heck of a mess here because we had to throw his chemical on and we had our stuff on. But we were using our LV6 and our Roundup because his chemical had not come in. And he got 2.5s, of course, and we don't like to use our bulk. I mean, we can use ours and then just use his later, but if I can use his jugs and get rid of them, we'll do that now. So anyway, back to this, 77, we can spray 60, that'll leave 17 here. We will reload. Bob will nose up here, pretty good ditch, but there's a driveway there. Anyway, he'll nose up, we'll reload. He'll knock this 17 out. Across the tree row, there's a 30-acre patch and a 38-acre patch, and then a 50 across the road north. So Bob and I's logistics say spray 60 here, reload, spray the rest of this one, 17, then go back and do that 30. Then he'll come up and blow out what he has on this 38. I'll reload him on the road over there. He got to go through a wheat field. He'll go through a wheat field, spray that 50, come back down, blow out on that 38 what he has, and then we'll have to load another half a sprayer to finish that up. But that's how we're thinking logistics will work. Bob said the terraces are a little steeper than they look from the road. You guys know if you're powering, some of you know if you run a Patriot, if you're powering over a terrace, sorry about that, you can spin out. He said on this other one back here to his left, he spun out on one going over it. You just have to lay off the hydro when it comes up and it'll be fine. Oh, anyway, he's probably getting over half done on this one. It's always a little different when you haven't been on a field. Knowing where to watch and what to watch. Story time. So neither one of us have ever been on this farm. But this farm, I used to custom cut. And on that farm, geez, I don't know, 20 years ago, I blew up an N6 engine. Just about done with that quarter. I was coming up this side, and it darn near caught on fire. So, story of that one. We are about 5 miles from our home place. So we hooked a chain on it and started at an idle, and it wasn't good, but we got her drugged home. I put an N5 motor in it, turned up the RPM a little, and run it for years after that. All right, later, guys. Move to the next one. Bob's way down behind that tree row. He should be about done with that tank. We got to spray this one, and then there's 50 acres back on the other side of that wheat field. So he's got 3/4 on this section and 1/4 on that section. Sitting here bored out of my mind. There's a lot of volunteer beans out here. And we don't have anything in there to kill volunteer beans. He said he wasn't worried about it, but I don't know. There's quite a few out here. Getting pretty late to spray them with dicamba. They're enlist beans, so can't kill them with 2,4-D, obviously. And you put dicamba on it, and you got a waiting period. All right, last load loaded. 600 gallons, so half a load. We've got 38 acres in this patch, but Bob's already done the headlands. Same patch I was sitting at, but as you know, I told you when did that 50. Finished out the sprayer on this one. Loaded it up for 30 acres. It's 12:40. We started about 9 o'clock, I believe. So 210 acres. Well, we're not done. Just got to run that half load off. 212 acres in that time. Not terrible, because it was 1, 2, 3, 4 fields. Said if we had any spray left over, he's got some rye across the hedgerow to the east here. Told Bob to spray 50 feet along the trees, which he'll fold up the outside and spray 60. If we have spray left, which we should. All right, guys, enough spraying. Later. Got a little rye along this tree row. He wanted Bob to spray it. I guess I told you that. We had anything left. So anyway, Bob's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. One boom in, one boom out. And we are done. It's kind of like a fishing trip. This ain't so bad, but you got to go home and clean up. Wash out the sprayer and clean out the tender. All right, guys, later.